Okay, today I am streaming once again. I said in my last stream working on this project that I would work on it off stream, and then I didn't do that. So we're gonna be figuring it out again today. And thank you so much for the follow. I think I know who that is. Thank you. Again, I am streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so if you don't see the chat, I'm not talking to nobody. But now I can see the chat for both ends easily this time. So hooray for that! I started a little earlier than usual, but hopefully that makes it easier for the actual work today. Making sure everything's set up on my second monitor. And then, yeah, we can get to it. Today I didn't do any art before this, so I didn't warm up. Meaning, it might be a little rough in the beginning, but we're gonna go for it. This is arguably the fun part and the part that I can figure things out at. So, do I merge them? I'm gonna duplicate and then I am actually going to merge because I have a feeling that there's no way I can really... I'm gonna merge the characters separate. Did I color these lines? No, right? Okay, hold on. Before I do that, let me color their lines. That might cut some time. Oh, right. In the background, you can see today I actually got my little, what's it called? They're not mini, but they feel like mini bubble mailers. I'm gonna call them bubby now. These little bubbies. In order to ship my keychains that are now in store, and they flip back and forth, so I don't have to say that they're mirrored. They look great on either side. I'm gonna pin the link to the pin version. It's a rainbow pin. It's very cute. I just gave it to my friend that I just saw today. So, give me a second. Let me do that before I forget. You are so right. You know what it is? When I pressed pin. Listen. I have a story about this. I picked a key that I don't typically use last time, but I still used it and it would still turn off my mic. And then this time I picked a key that I was like, I'm sure I don't use it. I do use it. I don't know which key I don't use. There's a key that I use. I'm gonna pick something. But basically, my backslash is used to pin things, and it does also to do things. But all that I said was, YouTube is ridiculous. That's all. The important part is I didn't say anything of importance, and also somebody told me within 2 seconds. I think I need to make like on Twitch I have little reactions, right? So things like, take deep breaths, drink water, put on your back brace. I already did. I'm on top of it already. But I need to do one that's just straight up, your mic is off or something. Or a mic adjustment or something like that. So people can actually get my attention. Because it happens so often. I think it's a part of my character at this point. I think. But I was watching somebody else's stream relatively recently. It wasn't necessarily like a live stream. I was watching something, they re-uploaded it. So they filmed it beforehand. And they also, their mic didn't turn off, but they fully switched mics and they sounded terrible. So then I was like, all right, well, if somebody who's been doing it for a really long time can do it, I'm going to do it even more. Just for no reason. Just to look like a mess. But I think it's, you know, I think we all need that for real. Because don't we hate going out and seeing somebody who does everything perfectly? I won't be that for you. I shan't be that for anyone. Guys, actually, so I met up with my friend today, one that I haven't seen in a good while because we live far from each other. And I was like recounting my tales of before I was an artist. I know, crazy. Before I was a full-time artist, which was not that long ago. Recounting my tales, and then I was like, I don't know how I got by in life because honestly, I made so many mistakes, but people just like let it go every time. I don't know what it is. I think I call it like, I don't know, lucky privilege. I don't know what it is. I have like some, like if I was in a video game, all my stats would be in luck. I don't know how it happened. So that's how it's gonna be also in streaming. Nothing is graceful at all. It's purely luck. But then some people feel reassured by that. Nobody can be intimidated by me, and that's actually a good quality. Can you imagine you coming into somebody's stream for the very first time, you do the nice thing of going, hey, I think your mic is off, and then they look stupid, or the streamer looks stupid for 2 seconds, and they're like, it's not hard to talk to that streamer now, is it? Because now they're like socially awkward. It's all a ploy to get somebody to chat for the first time, and it worked. Grace. I don't need grace. Oh, right. I am using CMYK this time. So this is what it looks like when I do color selection. This is what it looks like in RGB. Very different, huh? But surprisingly today, though, I was talking to my friend who's not an artist. I know I have friends who are not artists. They're the best ones to rant to, honestly, because I like can explain the entire situation and be like, listen, I'm not crazy. If this was you, you would also lose your mind. And somehow they're very smart, this friend of mine. And they're just like, oh, did you have a printing issue because of CMYK? And I was like, how do you know? How do you know? I didn't know. How do you know? Crazy. It's nice having smart friends. But yes, streaming icebreaker. That's what it is. When you look like an idiot for 2 seconds. It's my specialty. I think it's the same when you see a friend after a long time. It doesn't even have to be like the first time you come into somebody's stream. It can also be like just the first time in a while that you come in. I think this might be quiet. So let's say you haven't come to a stream for like a week or something, and then you're like, I don't know how to start a conversation. I haven't been here for a while. Well, ooh. I will make it work for you. That's what happened with me and my friend. We saw each other, and like all we could say in the beginning was just, oh my god, you look so cute! Oh my god, you look so cute! That's pretty much the interaction. Both of us going like, I don't know how to make eye contact. It's been so long. Even though I used to see this person like literally every single day. So it changes. Okay, I forgot her leg. Oh, bam! She's one layer now. That's what she looks like underneath. Speaking of, or actually we weren't speaking of it, we're just looking at it. Monster romance, essentially. I watched The Shape of Water. Not yesterday, this morning. It was 4 AM, so it was... and I was like, oh, how fitting! Monster romance? Meet monster romance. I don't... Actually, this one I don't think I might not need to really line any, color anything. Does that make any difference? Oh. Your teeth, maybe, sir? Fire? Okay. we pointed out last time that there is something wrong with this perspective-wise. However, we're gonna get there. There's the issue. It's a good movie. It is a good movie, The Shape of Water. There are some parts where I'm like, not for me, but you go, girl. Like, you know, I'm like, key lime pie, maybe not for me, man. Not every day I'm stocking it in my fridge like that, but also, that's hilarious. I think I watched it at least twice before. And then in Toronto, the Guillermo del Toro exhibit was at the museum near my school. I can't remember when it was, but I saw all like the pieces for Pan's Labyrinth and everything, and I was just like a bigger fan than I was. The one that I was obsessed with was Crimson Peak. That one also is very much like, hey man, not for me, personally. What? Some of that information, you're like, okay, maybe we don't do that. Maybe I don't condone this, but however, all right, sure. But I do love that movie. I know a lot of other artists also really enjoy that movie because it's so visually interesting. Yes, thank you so much for following. You know how I was just talking about streamer icebreakers and now I'm awkward? I'm like, hi, hello. I can't do the thing virtually. I'm going, you're so cute, but I'm sure you are. Because I can't see you, but I'm sure you are. You're cute for following. Yeah. I was kind of dead from social media, like virtually dead, you know, like being, I was telling my friend about this where I was like, I'm so tired of social media, and my friend's like, I can't relate because I'm not on social media, and I said, you shouldn't be. Just don't. If you don't have to do it for work, don't go on there. Just stay, just be a hermit crab. But because I'm so tired of it, I'm just saying nonsense. Now I just say nonsense online. Oh. A 10-hour shift. Yo, I wouldn't feel bonita either. I love that meme, by the way. Do you feel bonita? Oh. How long was a nap though? Was it also 10 hours? Because that's not a nap. My friend used to say, no, that's not a nap, that's a sleep. And I'm like, no. It's not a nap. It's not a sleep yet. So, I am hydrating though. Some people would classify that as a sleep. I, however, still classify that as a nap. When it reaches 8 hours, maybe. Maybe it's a sleep. Nap versus sleep. This is the dynamic. Okay, they're separated. Oh, wait. Maybe I'll give him different nails. Maybe you can have fabulous manicure, sir. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too fabulous. But who am I to judge? What type of job was it? Was it like a physical job? Was it a mental labor job? Me personally, I had a really physical job, and actually that one was less tiring than the retail service jobs, weirdly enough. Oh, fast food. No, yeah, nah, that's the worst one. My condolences. I think everybody who works fast food, at least once, is like, You know that saying where it's like, everyone should work fast food at least like once in their life? Or they should work it like 3 months or something. I don't remember what the saying exactly is, but we all agree. It's like a conversation that we've all had because everybody just needs to do it so they can not be so impatient. My last, not necessarily fast food, but it was coffee because I'm an artist and literally everybody assumes that I'd be a barista, so I just lived the stereotype. I just did the thing that everyone expected me to do. Anyway, I did that job during COVID in Toronto, so I was in a major city, and also it was a pandemic, and also I was a supervisor. It was a time. Why would anybody give me responsibility is the question. Look at me. I don't even know what I'm doing now. I draw wolfmen on stream now. Why did they trust me with money? Why did they trust me with their coffee? Why did they trust me point blank period? What's wrong with you people? We survived though. It was actually during that time that I did like art school, so it's like a really weird, interesting storyline. Who do I do first? I think because he was more of a struggle, let's do him first. No. Yes. Yeah. Because if I feel pain at some point from the struggle of drawing him, I can just go for it. Criticize? You mean offer a suggestion? Maybe wait until I've started rendering, because maybe my vision is there, but it's not executed 100%. Because I'm not much of a, what's it called? Drawer, more of a painter. So we can wait. I appreciate the ask though. Better to ask. Always better to ask. Because right now I think it is very stiff, but that's okay. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna lighten this part first. Also, definitely need some color variation on this fur, but that is a later problem. We've already established that he's gonna be looking away because he's like looking at the danger. Otherwise it looks like he's angry at her, which is terrifying. She would not look that calm. Well, not that she looks calm. She would not look like that. Oh, maybe I should have colored the hair more earlier, but probably add depth afterwards. Rough. Okay. Right. Let me pull up the references because I have still. This one. Okay. Let me cut these and put them. Wait. Ha! I still have it and I refuse to remove it. Thank you! I do think my style with commissions and my my usual stuff, my personal stuff is quite different. So this is kind of like as far away from anime as I'll go. But it's still arguably there. There's still a hint of it. Alright. I did want to change his face a bit because based on the references I have, a bit different. But also, I do notice there's a perspective issue. I know, the client knows, we all know. We need not point it, I know. However, it was a thing of, I don't know how to fix it without painting it. Right now, very cute. I did shorten the face because I know this now is supposed to be shorter, but actually I'm gonna have to experiment a little bit to make it work. Yeah, that just looks interesting. Have you seen those derpy taxidermied animals? When I mess up even a small feature, I'm like, that's what that reminds me of. Have you seen the derpy taxidermy tiger? I think it's a tiger. Eyes are way too close together. Oh man. Perspective is a bee. Actually, I got stung by a bee. I think I got stung by a bee. I don't know. I saw a dead bee and I felt something weird in my leg. I did not see a stinger. So I was just like, bee? Smiley. Okay. This is low-key giving... Anybody's watched Naruto? Nine-tailed fox. The way that they stylized that fox, that's what it reminds me. Okay, I think part of the issue too is that when I zoom in, maybe it doesn't look that weird. But then my dog stepped on a bee. That was such a weird moment in internet lore. Okay. Also, we kind of were talking about maybe the neck was wrong, but also could not really figure out the neck without painting. Again, everything is like, I can't figure it out without painting. I only think in painting. This hand though, I 3D modeled it so many times. Where? I merged the wrong layer together for his nails. No, I can't believe. Okay, well, we'll just add his nails afterwards. We're just gonna have to give him. Or maybe I can do a little nail fix. I'm a manicurist now. I haven't gotten my nails done in forever. One of the lovely things about not working in food anymore and then working for myself was, oh cool, I can have fake nails now. I can have long nails now. Now I don't have the income for the nails. That's what happened. He might have some blue, but you know what? Listen, we're just gonna call that reflection and we'll fix that later. Alright. Based on like the, what's it called? The references I had, he did have like this really exaggerated, kind of like athletic animals do. They have like really big chests and somehow really exaggerated waists. Werewolves aren't human. They don't look like we're supposed to. No, nails are crazy expensive, right? Even like, if you like break one and then you refill them, oh my god. So I used to work, so the timeline is, I worked a barista job, and then I worked some kind of retail job, and then I worked a hard labor job. And then at my hard labor job, I could have fake nails, but why would you do that? I still did it anyway, but I snapped one once because I dropped something really heavy on my fake nail and it fully broke my real nail and the fake nail. And I went up to my boss and was like, I'm gonna go home now because I was wearing gloves too, which was even funnier. I took off the glove and then I shook my glove and my nail just popped out. I was like, oh, rest in peace. I should have just buried it. I was like, ah, my money. All my money. And then I ended up redoing all of them because I couldn't stand having one nail. Okay, I need to for a second. His arms feel a little uncomfortable, but if you ever carry something small, you can't really do much about that. You just kind of have to hold your hands close. kind of like, oh, this is a small, precious thing. You're not gonna put your elbows out like this. You're just gonna hold it close to you. I did notice in, it was not on my bingo card to break my nail like that. It was not. Oh, a lesson learned for sure. I did notice actually watching Shape of Water, the height difference. Actually, there's another commission that I just got, and there also is a height difference, and I'm like, oh, okay. Flipping the canvas. Yeah, I do plan on flipping it in a second. Okay, well, that's rude. Nah. Kind of forget what I originally had as body doing. I don't think there was a space here, but maybe that's more interesting. But also, I don't think that if you are thick and furry, I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, no, I do flip my artworks here and there. But I will get there. I'll get there when I'll get there. Okay, if his head is that big, his claws also should be pretty big. It's annoying that I think his hands technically should be on a separate layer, which is kind of annoying, but I have done this before, and it was necessary. Oh! Oh! Can I... No, of course. Why would I be able to do that, huh? That would just be too easy. Why would they like making it easy for me? And by they, I mean past me. I mean, I think that makes more sense. Because chances are I will have to shift things. Shrek and onions. Oh my god, I love quoting Donkey. Every time I make waffles. I'm making waffles. Or, are we there yet? And then he does a lip pop. Flop. Lip pop. Also, Agnes from Despicable Me is always like, is this annoying? And then does like a bunch of annoying things. I love quoting them. Okay, let me, for temporary reasons, for visual reasons. Art block is rough. I did notice something about going full-time. I was telling my friend about this. A phenomenon I've noticed with a lot of artists that go full-time is actually they get slower. I think it's a thing of like, oh, I have all the time in the world, I'm responsible for myself now. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And then suddenly, can't draw a thing because you think you have all the time in the world. So part of like streaming makes that actually pretty good for me, because then it's like, oh, I'm doing it on stream. I have to make progress. And also, if I don't finish it, I'm gonna have the same thing to do on stream next time, which is not great for viewership. So I found a life hack. Stream makes you accountable. I guess recording yourself also could do it, but like, what do you really remember that you're recording? But in terms of art block though, I think I think people who work full-time still get art block, but then they have no choice. So they don't even like, maybe they don't envision it as art block because they can't. They're like, I need to get paid. We can't stop. Do it. But banning chat. No, everybody's so sweet though. They're very encouraging. Oh right, this is a separate thing. I am tripping myself out. Here we go. Alright, alright, alright. What is this layer? Nothing. What's the line that Donkey said or Shrek says? Like, I don't even know what the official line is. I just remember something about cake. Like a cake! Wait! Like a cake! I have one! I'm gonna keep shameless plugging this. Do you understand how much effort it took to make these? Too much. Okay, one thing I am not in love with right now is composition. Because it feels a little bit like the line is fine. The line of view is fine. I have layers like an onion. That yeah, probably exactly. It's simple line, but for some reason my brain is like ah. I don't want to crop anything, but at the same time, I think part of it is like it was a bit much. So I'm probably gonna move her hair actually. There you go. Oh, layers. You know, not everyone likes onions. Cake. Everyone likes cake. There we go. Because I was like, it's donkey. I feel like he said so much. No, not like a cake. I love cake, actually. Okay, now we can flip. And I'm always scared to flip, but we're gonna. Where are you? First of all, girl. No, this is a lighting thing. This is not actually her arm. It's not like her shoulder's too long, actually. I don't think. It's more because of the shadow, it looks long. But when I painted, I fixed it. She's not what I have concern. Bro, though. Daft, irritating miniature beast of burden. Wait, sorry, when I make his eyes really far apart, it's... You remember Sid the Sloth from Ice Age? But don't worry about it, don't worry about it. No need to comment, I will figure it out. This makes it more like a dog. However, is that what I'm going for? This also often happens when I draw faces, to be honest. I start painting and then I'm like, something's wrong. And then I just end up figuring it out while painting. That's why I'm kind of like, well, I gotta search up. Sid the Sloth, doesn't anybody care? Sid the I know there was a TikTok thing with that a while ago where it was like, dandelion, the last dandelion. I'm gonna search up neck muscles for a man. Because I think we're doing like a human blend thing. And that is probably where we're at. Whoop. Nope, sorry. Woof. Who am I saying sorry to? The wolf? Is this just a Canadian sorry? Also because he has fur, this is like almost like hair and then neck is like... There's a kobold character, I think it's Kobold's character. In Dungeon Meshi. I'm gonna search it up and go, because I think it's... This is what I'm thinking of this whole time. Wait, no, this one is so funny. Why is it so dumb? This is not what I was thinking of, but the image is funny. Wait. Oh, where are you going? That's not where I want to go. This guy right here. This is my expression when I flip the canvas and I don't understand. Just... Huh. Okay, sorry. This is what I meant. I think it's the same character. It's like the cutesified version of what's happening right now. One for one, it's the same! What do you mean? Absolutely. These are the references my mind makes. No, the anime is great. I paused it for a little while and then I came back to it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I lost interest or it's because, you know that if you do that thing where you fall asleep during a TV show or something and then you're like, man, I can't be bothered to go back and find where I was, and then you lose interest in it. I somehow found the motivation to find where I was, and then it was fine. Okay, alright, you know what it is? I know what it is. You know what it is? I'm too scared to redraw it. I can tell. That's why I was like, nobody say anything, because I know what the problem is. I know. It's because I don't want to move his face, but his face is incorrect. His face really should be, if I do the red lines of death. His nose is here, right? But what I think would be more natural is if it was more like this, rather than looking so far this way. Because right now, the way that it is, yeah, he's looking in the distance. Like he's looking this way. But there is a mismatch, you can tell. This part here and this part here. I noticed it while drawing, actually. This part here is looking, if he was a human face, kind of looking this way. This part here is actually looking further in like 5/8. Sure, now's a good time, because I'm actually working on it. But I am looking at it going like, In fact, I don't mind this part of his face, but I also don't want to cover his eye that much. This part here is not, okay, rude. This part here is not bad. I think at this angle, because I was looking at a Wolf's actual face, this part of his eye, it would be like his eyebrow. He had an eyebrow. If I draw his other eye here. Potentially, but this one I think has to be. I think it really is a perspective thing. I caught it because I think once I added color, it's more deceptive. But I'm still like, I know. I see it. Zoomy zoom zooms. Okay, I'm gonna zoom back in because I'm gonna try and figure out this part right now. Okay, be prepared, like Scar and Lion King. He's got no eyeballs. How could it have been done? This part here bothers me a little bit, but Wait, should it be reverse? I think I already have said it. The perspective thing. This is before or after? Let me experiment a little bit. Ah! This also. Sometimes coffee makes us crazier. Wait, no, when I do this, giving hyena. I never realized, but then at the same time, if you ever shave my dogs, they also look really freaking weird. This one time, I have a Pomeranian and they say that you should never shave a Pomeranian. And I had quickly learned why. My dog came back looking like a freaking bobblehead. Her body was so small and her head just looked like a bobblehead. I think I have it saved somewhere because it was bad. And we were like, when we asked for it short, did the groomers not think, hey, maybe we shouldn't shave this poor Pomeranian? Came back looking so stupid. I had to walk around with her looking like that and I felt like such a bad owner. I was like, I did not do this on purpose. Stop. Y'all need to stop judging this owner. It wasn't me, it was the groomer. Oh, no, something was correct before and I changed it. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Ah, here. Before, after, before, after. Kind of overcorrected. Move back. Back up, bro. Kinda looks happy. Oh. I think this part here helped a little bit. Apparently a Yorkie shave looks like a underfed chicken breast. My dogs, if I put them in water, they look like a drowned rat because they're so small. Oh, also lips. Another thing. I didn't add it. The small thing. Ta-da! Okay, hold on. This is important. Don't mess up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it. Okay, I messed it up. This is a thing that I've always struggled with when I was younger as well. I would draw the pupil and then I'd be like, yo, what? What happened? Something is wrong. But I think it's more a shading thing. Like, I removed the shading and now we don't understand. We're just like, oh, that line is that line and that line is... no. I don't expect that his pupil's gonna be red. It's just, I don't understand how to say it. Kawaii taxidermied wolf. Wolf. Rawr. I do have a habit too of making my characters look a little bit too kawaii, and then I go back in and then I'm like, oh, you look 13 years too young. There's something right here. Alright, let's flip him back because this could go really wrong if I don't flip him back in the right time. I keep going, and then I flip him back, and then I'll be like, oh, he looks so wrong. Well, his eye is now following the right perspective. So that I'm happy about. However, you ever notice if you look at like an animal, like a wolf, a dog, whatever, their eyes and their nose are actually quite similar in size. It's just like a perspective thing. When I see my dogs out in the wilds, aka at 3 a.m. in the morning when it's dark, all I see is just like 2 dots and then a 3rd dot. Just Alright, I think most of it is just painty now. There's something still bothering me. But you know what? When I do this in private, I don't have to be like, hey, this looks whack, but I'm gonna figure it out. Promise, don't worry about it. But on stream, I'm like, y'all need to have faith. I'm gonna do it. I can do it. Okay. There is like, what's it called? There's a line between smiling and angry dog face. Angry Wolfie. Angry Wolfie. Haha. Haha. Okay. Now we add the Angry Wolfie part. Hey man, where'd you get your eyeliner? It looks sick. I'm gonna fix that for future thing. For now, let me figure out this one. One thing is, this part of the tooth shows more when angry. Who's taking these photos, by the way? I'm kind of concerned for the people taking these photos. Like, are they okay? I hope they're taking this from like a zoom lens, because like, dang, these wolves look scary. Pointy. One thing quite unattractive about wolves, though, is that they show their gums. I'm trying to find a happy balance where it's like, oh yeah, wolfy, and also you don't make put those gums away, bro. Too many gums. It doesn't have to be that angry. However, even showing these front teeth probably. You know what I always wonder though? Like, how do these wolves have such white teeth, man? Dang. What toothpaste are you using, bro? Probably just not drinking coffee like us. That would solve it. You heard it here, y'all. If you want to have perfectly pristine white teeth, I guess we just have to only eat meat only, carnivore only diet. Oop, oop. I think it's weird that I'm looking at this wolf and I'm like equally going, oh, scary, but also I want to boot. I made this actually too long. And other wolves. Wolf. Ooh. A little bit of plastic surgery for you, sir. Ooh, there's a wolf with the exact eye color we need. Hey, we love that. I was watching this documentary about dogs, right? And it was saying like wolves evolved so they would show the whites of their eyes so they would seem a little bit more not friendly, but that they communicate with humans. I was like, huh. I'm not gonna make it pure white. That way it's clear that he's looking that direction. Yours might be a bit all for like face is always most important to me, so that's why I spend a little extra time here, even though I'm not gonna render it to completion because if we want to change something, we will. Is that a real wolf? Can't tell. Hey yo, Getty Images wolf. Here. So wolves typically, it seems like, even if they're like mostly like a dark color, they do have some pattern on their face. At least a bit. So like I can have a little bit of variation. Double check. Hey man, Google Drive. Dell. Maroon. I went this far and then realized, wait, hold on. Maroon. Wait a second. That's kind of important. We should fix But it's okay, going from gray to color is actually not that bad. Going from color to gray. Oof. Let me see if I can do this really quick. And not drive ourselves insane. More, I actually checked the document and then was like, wait a second, it's maroon. But also, I'm looking at other wolves and I'm like, they tend to have little markings, not like extreme, but like, you know, a little bit lighter in certain places of their face. Even if they're like mostly one color, gives dimension to their face. So, except the white ones, I guess. Well, no, the white ones also a little bit. We're gonna go for maroon, but also add that to their face. Maroon 5? That's not what I want. Okay. Let's... Is that maroon? I don't know if that's... That's definitely not maroon, but also... She's floating! That ain't it. But it's close. Hey man. Oh, this is because the color layer. Finding a happy medium. I can mix it together. This is a good base color, but not necessarily. That's not a realistic color. Okay, that'll be the base. I'm sorry, sir. You should not have orange teeth. Just a choice. Looks like you've been eating a lot of Takis. Heck yeah. Also, your hands should also match your body. Don't know. Might be a choice that we like. 65. Nice. But now that I did that, we can see that there's like not as much dimension. So I have to add that back. Maybe add more saturation, vibrance afterwards, but for the base, otherwise he just straight up looks orange. That's a little intense. I have a brush specifically for it. Thank you. That was absolutely what I needed. That was sarcasm. This brush pen. But I don't really like how it ends. Whoa. When I was working in Photoshop, I used to work with a lot of texture, and then a big style change happened where I stopped using as much texture throughout the whole thing because I had changed my program. Using this one's a bit. But because we're working on Wolfie, we need texture. Maybe I'll map it out first. Here. Here. Don't you worry, man. You're gonna look like a wolf at the end of the day. Well, wolf man. But no. Don't have identity crisis over that. Bit here. There's like different levels. Not that this is all gonna be like a lighter color, but just to make it look more thin here. Looking at way hair grows on a body, human body. Ish. Nice. That way, where it's lighter, it's like, oh, it's thinner here, and then it gets darker where it's thicker, and also I can add some color variation of grays. Not like actual gray, but a little less saturated. Not like that. Definitely not like that. I like a medium color. This looks crazy, but bear with me. We're gonna get there. Because nothing brings texture like variety. Be very careful about using something similar to black, because heck yeah, from afar we see texture, but we need to actually add it now. Ooh, scary to merge. Let me duplicate. All right, painting time. Here we are. good. I can't believe I'm searching this up, but Twilight Wolf. Because I think they actually experiment with more unnatural color, right? Yeah, they do. Beauty. Typically here is a little darker. Oh, I can change the taper. A hack for doing fur and furry things, not always actual fur, is to actually use the airbrush, surprisingly. Nothing makes things look soft like airbrush. Not that I'm expecting this kind of fur to be completely soft. I don't know, maybe he brushes his fur. I don't know. Then I take the color that was airbrushed and then I pull it out. after? Before or after? Some. I'm complete with. I do think there's a little bit of an issue, but I'll get there when I get there. This part, established, can be a little bit lighter in fur. A bit hard. This part I'm leaving dark because obviously we can't see what's over there. My dude has no pants, therefore we give him pants. Kinda. That's pretty good for him right now. I'm gonna shift him a little bit because I'm thinking something's crack-a-lacking with his body a little bit. May just be an illusion. His fur doesn't pick up. Do you think that makes more sense? Da-da-da-da-da. I think because part of his neck wasn't showing on this side, it gave us this really weird illusion thing going on. Like, that's where his body ended. Obviously, we know that's not the case, but that's just like... Human brain is smart. They're like, oh, that looks weird. Because it's like filling in the blanks and it doesn't understand. Including my brain. Even though I'm the one who's supposed to understand what's happening. I did shift this arm, which I feel like would shift this hand, but this was a struggle that we kept having with the 3D model, so it may be a thing of like, I just paint it, and then I figure it out at the end. I keep moving things. Because I feel like this looks more natural. But it's currently not the right. But I don't want to take a weird selfie of myself on live. The dreaded red line time. It's not like we can really use a 3D model completely because obviously at this point, Bro is not here. So. Am I having a fantastic day? Yeah, I am. I mean, do we have a wolf pun? I don't know a pun for wolf. Can we think of one? I can't think of one. Hot dog? Hot dog, hot diggity dog. That ain't it. That definitely ain't it. You can cheat. Search up a. Actually, they do have like Halloween puns, huh? So when they have like werewolfy puns. That's part of the reason I liked Monster High. They had so many stupid Halloween. A pawful thing! That is one. Imagine if I said I had a pawful day. Okay. Do we need to pull out the 3D model again? I really don't wanna. But where are you, bro? Where are you, 3D model? You're somewhere. Somewhere in the ether. Somebody replied to one of my emails a while ago and said, oh my gods. And I was like, I don't know why, but that made my day. I was like, oh my gods. I feel like we're in a fantasy novel right now. Oh my god. Multiple gods. But I always say that I'm praying to the art gods. So. And I am. We can tail a lot of puns. We can! We can tail a lot of puns. So punny. I think I watched something recently that was very punny. Actually, no. I was reminded of one. No, yes. Okay, so I was playing Life is Strange. I'm playing it on stream. I play it Wednesdays. And the writing of Life is Strange, you can tell it was an adult trying to mimic a teenager. But some of the humor is just so punny that I'm like, boo, that was bad. My goodness. But I love it so much. Maybe that's why I like Life is Strange though. So funny. Hey. There we go. Okay. Sir, here you are. And I don't know why I can't select you. Where are we? What's happening? Are we here? Are we on the same plane? Quite literally? Am I the problem? Yeah? Hello? I can grab you, cannot affect you. Why? Huh. Are you not? Are you not movable? What? Uh-huh. Is it because I deleted the layer? Surely not. Okay. We're just gonna pretend that it didn't happen. We're in on this, right? We're gonna pretend it didn't happen. Shh, it's fine. Shh. I'm just gonna pull a new 3D model in. Or I'm gonna get my handy dandy 3D model here. Because I can actually understand what the heck is going on. Wouldn't be sad. Wouldn't that... It would? I can't read. I can't read, man. Having a moment. I'm clearly having a moment with this 3D model. So, bear with me. If body do this, why not do that? You know? That's like basically how my brain thinks. Okay, established physically possible to do this hand. What I haven't established is I don't know how the hand looks. Great. Great. Isn't that what a tiger says? They're great. We're doing a wolf right now. So, not really helpful. Alright, I have to pull the arm myself. If I do this arm, I think my hand is kind of this away. Thumb here, thingy kind of too far. Yeah. Ooh, I should save. Now that I've moved the 3D model somewhere off this plane, it's somewhere far away, kind of like Shrek. Actually, I went to the Halloween store, and I feel like the Halloween store is somewhere you would find everything punny. And then 2, I saw that you can dress up as Shrek and Fiona. And I was like, and you can, of course, dress as Lord Farquaad. And I was like, that's hilarious. I don't think I'm dressing up this Halloween. I love Halloween, but I rarely have anywhere to go, so. Okay, I think one of these claws are correct. We can save that claw. A+ on that claw. The other claw... It's a claw. The claw! I think this makes more sense to... Potentially? Maybe. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Alright guys, it's time to pull out a handy dandy. You know, whenever I say handy dandy, I'm actually thinking of Blue's Clues. Ooh, stretch, thank you. Thank you. I closed it because I was looking at the... You can't hear it, but my back is like... I closed it because I was looking at Twilight Wolves for reference. Thank you for writing it down. I should be able to see it now. But also, whenever I keep saying handy dandy, it's actually from Blue's Clues. What does he say? Like, let me grab my handy dandy notebook. So for me, it should be handy dandy sketchbook, but I really don't use my sketchbook. So my friend was so nice. She gave one to me because when we go out, she was like, "Oh, we can, you know, we can do sketches together. It's fine." And then I brought it to work to draw on my break, and then I proceeded to never draw in it again. I'm actually really bad at drawing in public as well. Not that I'm like shy, it's more like I forget to do whatever I need to do kind of thing. This is a very uncomfortable position, but I just needed him to be in some static position. Okay. Pose. 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 Right. I just need the hand, bro. Remember in middle school, people would be like, "Give me the hand." Like, or give you the hand. I don't know, man. There's a way to like import the model for just the hand. Where is that? Is that it? Yeah. Hand scanner? You can scan a hand? Dude, we are living in the future. That's crazy. That's kind of close to what we need. Kinda. It's adjacent. Hand adjacent. I'm gonna pull your finger and I'm gonna pull your finger. Not that kind of pull. That would suck. Right? Yeah, sometimes I just need to pull a pose. But like, one, he's not human, so I don't know how effective that would be. Two, I don't want to do it on camera. That's literally why I'm pulling out a 3D model, is because I don't enjoy doing it on camera. It feels weird. Even though I have the camera here, sometimes you see me do it, right? If the character has a hand like close to their face, I'll just hold my hand like that, draw, and like look at myself. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't enjoy doing that. I don't think I do. Alright, let's make sure he's in the right angle. So he can be an acute angle, get it? I don't know. Send me to jail. I don't have a license for these dad jokes. Yeah, I think most of us would do that for the hand, right? Can I? He's doing like what's it called? Teapot? I've seen some artists do some crazy things for their poses though. Like fully like sculpt something out of clay because it's something they've never seen before. It's too complicated, too many elements. Let's say they're doing a dragon, they just do it out of clay, and I'm like, dude, if I had the skill to be doing that, I would do that. However, I do not. But recently, this is I think a Canadian show, so I don't know if it's available on American Netflix, but they have this show called Best in Miniature, where like it's a bunch of miniature artists, so they make things, mini things, and I love mini things, and the dexterity they have is amazing. I'm like, dang. And some of them can draw too, and I'm like, y'all stay out of my territory. Be good at one thing. You can't be good at everything. Let me have something. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding, by the way. Of course, they can be great at everything. We need people like that, but it feels wild. Like, dang, they can do everything. Some people be built different. Meanwhile, I don't have the patience to do this pose right now. Ooh. Obviously not exactly correct, but actually I wasn't that far off. Hey? Hey, I wasn't that far off. Shoulder placement, arm placement, hand placement. Wow. Wow. Okay. This hand will be exaggerated, so actually... Let's... Ooh, good question. Is it considered tracing if it's your own art? I think it's the same thing as plagiarism with writers, where it's like if you publish something, not publish, but like if you write something and then you copy word for word your exact writing, in a school setting at least, when you're in school, right? You're not allowed to do that. You would be self-plagiarizing yourself. You'd have to quote yourself, kind of thing. It's very interesting. I don't remember. I never got caught for doing it, so I guess I didn't do it. But if I've seen a lot of artists do the thing where it's like they draw the same character in a different style. For example, your character here commissions are really popular. So I think it depends on the context. Context is important. Like, let's say you're tracing your own artwork to redraw your artwork, but you're still doing the same project. I don't think that would be... Like, it is tracing, but it's not like a bad thing. Tracing isn't always bad, basically. Even right now, what I did just now is I traced it, right? But the thing is, it's disclosed that I've done it. Oh, if you draw on paper and then transfer to digital, I used to do that all the time. I think that would just be like, when you think of line art, you know, when you like do line art on top of your sketch, if you really think about it, isn't that similar to tracing, but just like cleaning it up as you go? In context, in definition, it's very similar, right? So I think of that as the same thing. I think it's the same like process. But let's say if you finish an artwork and then you trace over your artwork and then you use that to make a new artwork, there's some gray area there. I think specifically if you're selling it, then it's a little bit iffy, unless it's disclosed. For example, your character here. Yeah. Because if you like trace your own work and then you sell it, then the client probably is thinking, oh, you were gonna do this work, right? It's gonna be completely custom for me, and then you cheap out on it and you don't actually do the work, then maybe that's an area maybe you don't want to be. But it can be complicated. Yeah, if you're not selling, then it's a little bit like, I think, integrity, right? But then there's like not really an issue, I feel like. Unless you're passing someone else's stuff as your own, then that's a little bit rough. Or if you do it with photographs as well, right? If something is like they're selling it, especially, and then you take from them, then it's like, ooh, that's grounds for some legal stuff. Which means all around chill, very chill. There's not much you can do wrong, I think. But simple answer, in your situation, it's definitely like, yeah, you could consider it tracing, but it's not. It's just a part of the process. Like me, I trace my model, but I don't like for one for one use it most of the time. Also because the model is kind of like stiff anyway, like I wouldn't be able to perfectly use it. I do know a lot of artists do actually do that though. There's a lot of anime artists, to save time, they trace over a 3D model. I don't really have anything against that either. I completely forgot what I was doing here. What? This process is more annoying than actually just... There we go. I think a lot of professional artists too, they also use 3D models, or they trace photographs. They photo bash and things like that. I think it just has to be disclosed. Like you just have to tell people the way that you're doing it. But I don't know, to each their own. Personally, I like to be very, very transparent with the way that I do things. Thus I stream. So my clients know exactly what's happening when I work on my stuff. But not everybody is very comfortable with that. I think the only way to do commissions too is to be kind of unique, because then otherwise it's like, what's the point? What's the point? There are artists who look alike and things like that, but then what they're coming for is probably like your art specifically, right? I actually have never commissioned an artist. I would love to. I have not yet done it, but I assume because I'm on Twitch, I will eventually do it. Because Twitch has so many assets that I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't think I can do all that. That's a lot. That's too much. But actual illustration work, I don't think I've ever really, I don't know when I'll have a chance to actually commission something like that. But I do want to commission, this is a really weird thing that I want to commission, I feel like. Illustrations of my dogs. I don't want them to illustrate me. I don't want them to illustrate my character. I want some portraits of my dogs. I feel like I draw anime because I like it, but also I had a long departure away from it. So I don't know. You draw. I feel like your art is kind of like your handwriting, right? Like you draw in your specific way. We erase this part here. I don't know where her dress ends, but sure. Yeah. Do you think the hand is actually wrong? I did all that, but I think part of his finger is actually supposed to be more like it's holding on to her. Does that not look the exact same as what I just erased? Yes, but we're not going to talk about it. I used to actually get really offended if somebody told me my art style was anime, because I was like, clearly it's not. And I still don't think it was really anime back then. But now if somebody says it's anime, I'm like, I don't care. There is the existence of like nonsense online. All I need you to know is I made it. What you think it is, I don't care, man. Does it look pretty? Cool. Do you want to look at it some more? Great, that's what matters. Call it whatever you want. Oh, I've had that though. It's frustrating. I think actually the other day, I felt like a crazy person. I literally messaged my friends about this. My friends, our conversations essentially consist of me going like, am I crazy? Every 2 seconds. Did I delete the other hand? At some point I deleted the other hand, huh? Well, glad I duplicated it. Anyway, I was doing my hair, and then I was like, am I a crazy person for like crying over my hair not working with me? Literally was like, I can't deal with this not working with me. But when I was a teenager, at least, so I say when I was a teenager just because I was young and I started drawing at that time. I'm pretty sure as an adult now, if I was at the same skill level, I would still react the exact same way. I would like get so frustrated when drawing, and I would definitely cry. I've been through it. I have experienced it. You see me get frustrated on stream quite a bit too. If it's quiet, you'll hear it. If I forget to mute myself, all you hear is it's not working. So it does happen to me still, usually with backgrounds. But I actually had one art teacher, and I quote him all the time for this. I don't even remember his name. All I remember is what he said because it stuck with me so well. If you hate drawing something so much it makes you want to throw up, stop trying to draw that. Don't pursue that. Now that's more than if you're like a beginner and you're learning to draw something, or if you really need to learn to draw this and you like drawing majority of it. But like for me, it was, I hate drawing environments, and it's a very big departure from drawing characters. Doing a background is not so bad, but like designing a whole environment was stressing me out so hard. And it does genuinely make you want to throw up. It like gives you this sinking feeling and frustrated feeling. And if you're like, I think it's a different situation if you're older, a little bit older, it makes you question everything. You're like, oh my god, do I not actually know how to draw at all? It is rough time. A roof time. Rough time! Doggy pun. Excuse me, what happened here? Hello? Okay, my plan here is to do this. I think I have a genius plan. Yeah, I do. Heck yeah, let's go. And now the hands are once again together. And they make sense. Yeah. I think drawing characters, I think drawing the other eye. For some people it's hair. Some people it's just straight up bodies in general. And then hands. And if you want to keep drawing people, unfortunately. Isn't it so unfortunate that humans have hands? For me, you know what it is now? Feet. Oh, what do you know? Feet. Why do they look like that, man? Yo. Why are they like that? Feet are horrible. I think they're way worse than hands now for me. I mean, I did just struggle with this one hand for like forever, but I still hate feet. Yay! I did pause working on him, kind of. Not really. I was fixing his hands. And then we're going on to work on Clarissa because poor girl he's like 3/4 of the way finished, I feel like, and then she's just Hi! I'm a stick figure. Still. Do you think there's, even though I 3D modeled it, it still feels a little bit off. I don't know. But it might just be because they're the only thing not rendered. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I got your hand. What you gonna do? Ha! What's happening? Right. Also, I wanted to make his hands kind of like giant because I don't know, monster hand. That just seems to make sense to me. I don't know. Ooh. Paws. Paws are also kind of. Listen, as we have established, I have never drawn any kind of werewolfy. Well, no, I have. That one time. And he put like an asterisk to be like, that one time I drew some kind of that one guy from Zen Zero? Yeah? Yeah. That one time. It does have a lot. I think that's kind of why I wanted to give Clarissa's dress a satin or silk feel, because next to texture, let's say if I gave her like a cotton dress or like a jersey knit dress, it would be matte, and then next to fur it's just like, I see a werewolf and I see nothing else, huh? There's nobody else in this illustration. Actually, there is just a single character. So we're gonna give her some shine, a little bit of shine. Also because this scene is probably dark, right? Which means I'm probably gonna have to up his brightness, because when I make it darker, that might not like physically make sense. Like, I say physically, but I mean like physics. I don't think light would react in that way. Is that physics? I don't know. Let me drink some water. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have a relatable moment to tell you. The reason why in the past few streams I have just been using straight up water glasses, just like glass, literal glass. I do have a water bottle. It is reusable. However, one, I work from home, so everything's reusable. And then two, I'm too lazy to wash my water bottle. That's literally why I keep forgetting my water in stream, because I'm too lazy to wash my on-brand pink water bottle. See, she's a mess, y'all. Let it be relatable. Let it make you feel less of a mess. Or make you feel just the same amount of mess, and then make that feel good, I guess. It's very on brand. I don't know. I'm actually filming, I say I'm filming. but I have filmed. Past tense. It's filmed already. It's just editing takes forever and whatever. But filmed a YouTube video, right? And in the YouTube video, I look so unpolished. And I just show up and I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? This is what's happening. We're going on an adventure. Okay, bye. Shows a bunch of clips of what's happening. I look so unglamorous in the whole video. And I'm just like, you know what? We need more of that, I do think. I think I also enjoy content like that because, my god, there's too many TikTok influencers and they have too much money. Not me though, not me. I have enough money to do this and everything else. Humans are a weird animal though, you know? Like, drawing humans is hard. But don't worry, stick with me. I draw only almost exclusively weird human looking people. Because they're never fully human, I don't know. And mermaids, which are also, they still fall under that category, huh? So, I feel like most people, no, maybe most people don't. I don't know about you, but I have hair on my hands, okay? I am a Latina person. We. So, usually, if you do have hair on your hands, you'd have it here, and then the knuckles, right? So, he will have hair on the knuckles. But then the rest of his hand can actually be human-y. He's just gonna be like really hairy-handed bro. Right here, right here. Here, and here will be. But like, tails are cute. Why not? The real question is, why don't the humans have tails? That's the real question. I think you're just giving us proper evolution. We could have better balance. We could be like cats. They have like crazy counterbalance or whatever. If I could be an animal, if you could be an animal, what animal would you be? This is a question, I would like to be, real answer, I would love to be a Pomeranian who's owned by a girl in her 20s. Because no other animal is ever being that spoiled ever. I would know. My dog with her cute little car seat. I was thinking that. We did used to have tails. And then evolution was like, you know what? You don't need that. And I'm thinking evolution was wrong. Look at how we have developed. We have developed and our backs cave in on themselves. We are not made right. I'm telling you. We should call up whoever did this. Hey man, why'd you do that? This part, I think, would kind of be bonier. Maybe everything else should be darker. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not perfect, but you know what? For the sake of understanding what's gonna happen, we understand. Right? You understand, right? Right. If you say no, you're wrong. We're moving on. We need to move on. Good. I was joking. Of course the client can be like, I don't understand what's going on. Can you imagine if I said that to a client? They're like, I don't understand what's going on. I'd be like, no, shh, walk away. I actually saw this really cute conversation on Threads where it was like, this artist was like, I don't know how, or not this artist, this author actually was saying to artists like, I don't know how to tell you you've gotten something wrong on my character. How dare I? I can't believe the audacity. I can't. I thought that was really funny. I was like, oh. No, but definitely artists would prefer that somebody says something, because I mean, it's really nice when it's said in doses, of course, because I've had people give feedback in like full paragraphs, like a lot, like an essay, and I'm like, I'm okay with the feedback, however, just be aware that I can't read. I will miss something. So it's good to make it digestible. However, we will stay up late at night, just staring at our ceiling. Just being like, that client only gave me a thumbs up. I don't actually know if they like it or not. Except I have learned that majority of the time, like two things. One, if they didn't say anything, it's out of my control. I can't really do anything. Two, a lot of people are just really dry texters. That's genuinely, that's all that is. They might like love it, but then, you know, maybe they're having a bad day and they get it and they don't have the energy to reply, but they actually really like it or something. I've had that happen. I've also had to chase down a client one time to be like, hey, did you get it? You paid me and then I sent it to you, but did you actually get it? I don't expect somebody to reply and say like, oh, I love it or whatever, but just to tell me that like they got it is very important. Oh my god, 16 hours. Somebody else in the chat was saying that they like had a 10-hour shift and this person hasn't slept 16 hours. Y'all need to sleep. Get sleep. Rest easy. I will just imagine that you're still here. In spirit. Yeah, I think I had a manager one time and she realized because I do have ADHD and I was very upfront. She was like, I'll write it down for you. And then turns out it helped everybody on the team, not just me. Everybody actually found it a lot more helpful that it was written down. Because, man, life is hard. I can't track everything. Bullet points do make everything very, very helpful. Yes, get some sleep. The art can wait, but your health is priority for sure. And sleep helps with the health. Also, a reminder, this is just a random impromptu information that you might not know. If you wake up with a sore throat, turn off your fan when you're sleeping. I learned that from myself. No, actually I heard a doctor say it online on like YouTube, because I find medical stuff fascinating. However, I didn't register it until it was happening to me, and then I was like, why is my throat hurting? I didn't do anything except talk a lot on stream. I do have my back brace, thank you. In fact, this outfit forced me to put on a back brace, so I'm wearing it. Be proud of me. I got it. And my back doesn't hurt so bad. Actually, I did hurt my back the other day because I was doing, I think it's called chest presses. I don't know. I have at-home weights because your girl doesn't like to leave the house. And then I hurt the middle of my back and I was so confused because I had never hurt that part of my back. Usually artists hurt their lower back. I was mad confused. I was like, how did this happen? Oh my gosh, Jupiter, it's been a while. Hello. I hope your summer is treating you well. Oh my god, what is happening? Am I tripping? Oh, there we go. Ooh, good night. Rest easy so then you can draw more later. It's important. Sometimes when you sleep too, the art makes sense the next day. Already it's August 24th. That's crazy. Is it summer school? Or is it like one of those things where it's like 2 weeks before school starts? Because I did that in high school. And what was funny was I had this classmate, he came up to me and he was like, I thought you were smart. And I was like, that doesn't mean anything. You can get a head start, even though you're smart. I wasn't actually, by the way. I was not a great student in high school. No, I had honor roll, but I wasn't great. I did honor roll because all of my classes were art. I cheated. Ah. Alright, I do think we're gonna move on to Clarissa. I'm just like procrastinating a little bit. I don't know how to do this where it makes sense. I think we just have to separate it like this. On the 19th? That's so weird. Here, I only know this because there's a school near me that has one of those called the announcement board things, and it says, I think school in my area starts September the 3rd. I think it always starts September 2nd or September 3rd. Can't remember, but I had a friend when I was younger whose birthday was like the first day of school, and that's why I remember it is either September 2nd or the 3rd. Oh man, that is rough. I'm so sorry. I actually just paid for Japanese school, so soon you will see tired, even more tired me, because I will have to do my Japanese homework. But now I don't do my streams on Fridays, thank God. Because what was happening was I'd have my stream on Friday and then I'd have to wake up really early Saturday. And first of all, I go to sleep at 6 a.m. So waking up at 9 a.m. doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make any sense. So it didn't make for a good, healthy lifestyle, let me tell you. But you know, I'm going back. I don't miss school. But I did meet my Japanese classmates and they were so sweet that I was more motivated to actually study. They were so nice. And being an adult, you don't really see people. Being an adult that works from home, you don't see people, period. Why would you leave the house? That's what I stream for. But then we don't have face-to-face communication, which is very important for an extrovert, I think. Are you looking forward to any classes, Jupiter, or do you just hate school? I actually really liked high school, I think, but I was a very stressed kid, so maybe not as much as I remember. I don't know why I was so stressed though. Like what I needed to get into university was actually not really that important. Wait, I have a really funny story. So I was always bad at math, right? And I almost failed grade 10 math or 10th grade math. I don't know, depending. I think it's different in America. But my 10th grade teacher for math, she was like, do you need it for university? And I was like, well, I'm thinking of going into graphic design. And she's like, you don't need it. She passed me with a 51. A 51. A pity 51. I made it. And I did not take university math the next year because why are we doing this? There was a thing called mixed math, so it was half university math and half college math. And it was fine. And then I got to university, and did I need it? Absolutely not. All I needed was addition and subtraction. It was ridiculous. Anyway, tangent aside, making friends as an adult is impossible unless you work with people. All of my current friends, in fact, I'm seeing them this week. Woo! They're all from work, so all the people I tolerated from work, because sometimes you don't like who you work with. More than tolerate, I love them, but there's some people I just tolerated, and they don't have my number. I'm hitting ung status. See, you gotta dumb that down. I'm too old. I just had my birthday, and I am now 30. Oh, funnily enough, when I was having my birthday dinner, there was this guy who was like celebrating his birthday as well, but I just stayed silent because I hate having, you know, when like they come up to you at a restaurant and they start singing happy birthday to you and you have all the attention and you're like, please stop. I don't want y'all to look at me. I didn't say anything, but the older gentleman a few tables away, I think he was turning like, I don't know, 90, like 80, 90. He was like grandpa age. And the waitress was so cute. She went up to him and was like, so how old are you turning? 30? 50? And I thought it was so cute. And I was sitting over there going like, I'm turning 30, but shh. Shh. Don't say anything. I actually had a stomachache during my birthday dinner, so I especially didn't want any attention. I was like, no, I need this to wrap up. We need to go. I can't. Tummy hurts. Tummy ache. Yes, thank you. And you know who else had a birthday, which is very important? You know who else? I need to show y'all. I'm getting too old for sweets and ice cream, essentially, is what I'm saying. I ate something that was too sweet and it gave me a really bad stomachache. And I was like, I indulged too far. I was living it up. I don't drink, right? So it was not like, oh man, I was partying so hard. It was like, no, I just ate ice cream. I can't eat ice cream. When I was younger, I could do anything. Now, nope. Nuh-uh. It was really funny. Do I want some digital watermelon? I love watermelon. You know, watermelon is called suika in Japanese. Don't know why that's one of the only words I know, but only fruits I know, I mean. Hold on, I'm trying to show you whose birthday it is. I don't know why I don't have a cuter photo right now. This is so important, actually. We do need this intermission. Thank you, thank you. Yeah! Here's a funny photo. It's not funny, but funny to me. It's such a weird photo. So my birthday is right next to her birthday. This doggy right here, the one that I keep mentioning, this is our pom-pom. This is Mei Mei. Actually, her name's just Mei, but I call her Mei Mei, and in this house, it is now Mei Mei. It's necessary. And you know what Mei means in Chinese? I think just Mei. It's princess. And she is. She's my princesa. And she never shows up on stream, so this is your only time to see her. Yay. I mean, she shows up in some of my videos, but otherwise, she just really doesn't, she doesn't care. She don't care. Look at her. That's the face of, girl, I don't care. I don't care. Where are the treats? She also gets a little place. I'm getting a collection of dogs in this corner right here. And this one fox. Because it's windy. I do have my other dog that his birthday is nowhere near ours, but he's just really derpy. And I don't know why I don't have a normal photo of this guy. Oh. So apparently the story is, so I took this photo, right? And then at the same time as this was happening as well. There's the other guy. He shows up on camera, but lately he hasn't been showing up on stream because, I don't know. I think he doesn't like how talkative I am. I don't know. I have seen your doggy before, but yeah, this is the birthday doggy, which I gotta move on. I don't know. If Luffy wants to come on stream, we'll let him in on the stream. But I've been closing my door, and then what's been happening is he just like lies next to the door waiting to be let in. So unless somebody passes the door to let him in, I think he's given up because he used to scratch the door to get my attention. Oh, poor baby. The poor baby. He's got attachment problems. Like, he literally does have attachment problems. I'm worried about that guy. But they're not puppies. But to me, they will always be puppies because babies. I wish I had a before and after, but I just jumped into this one. I mean, I technically saved the before, I think. Right, the lighting is kind of important. So the lighting is hitting... Maybe I can show you what I mean. The lighting is hitting here? A little bit here. Here. Here? Question mark? You can hear the question mark in my voice. Here? Did you know? This is so random. But if you're Canadian, apparently you can kind of tell somebody's Canadian by the end of their sentences. And now that I said it, I can't unhear it. But when a Canadian is talking, they end their sentences on the I. So it almost always sounds like they're asking a question. So sometimes when talking to a Canadian person, you can't tell if they're done talking because it sounds like they're mid-sentence because they keep rising their tone at the end. Fun facts for you. I can't tell if I do it, but I probably do. But I have heard American Eskimos, which my dog is, I think he's mixed. They have separation problems. So if you leave him alone for too long, he starts freaking out. Which is why whenever I go on to events, or if I go on vacation or something, somebody is always watching the dogs, of course. Of course. Somebody they know, is what I mean. Obviously somebody's watching the dogs. This is obvious. I don't know what crazy person doesn't have someone watch the dogs. It's wild. But this is the plan for the lighting. There's also going to be some shiny and pectoral muscle. Pectoral. Pectoralis major. Okay, pectoral. Yeah. We're getting anatomy lessons in linguistics. All the lessons. Oh, speaking... Right! I get another opportunity to do the shameless plug thing. This is the cake keychain. It's now in the shop. This is also on YouTube, so if you are not interested, just know there are silent people somewhere watching this days after. But yeah, this one, icky there. There's also the rainbow one, but I don't have it with me now. When was the last time you were on stream? It was a while ago. To be fair, I also don't really remember when the last time I was on stream was, and I'm here all the time. It just blends together. I think this is a thing of going full time. I don't really have like I do have a schedule for myself, but like every day is like kind of the same. So at some point it just all becomes the same. I don't know what day it is. I need to be able to do the shameless plug thing. This is my realm. This looks like cuts of meat because I did it in red. But don't eat humans. I don't know who needs to be told. Also, don't eat wolves. Ew. I think they're more likely to eat you, actually. So don't do that. Don't do that. But that's my plan. What's going on? I've already, as I established earlier, I have already went out and I have talked to somebody for about 2 hours today. Which is, I feel like, the appropriate amount of time to hang out with a friend. When it passes 2 hours, somebody needs to put their hand up and go, I need a social break. That's too much. Getting old. I can't be doing this. I don't know how we used to communicate in high school and just like talk to people all the time. Now I'm like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. after I did my first Artist Alley 2, I was like, nobody talk to me. I can't. Everybody's so nice, but I need to not talk. Full pause. And I'm a pretty talkative person, so you can imagine I was talked out. Oof. Hair has to be the most like I'm doing part. I used to like judge, I think, YouTubers a little bit harsher on like their shameless plugs. Quite literally, like shameless. They would like be like, oh, and here's my thing again. And now, did you know this is a psychological thing? Another lesson. It takes like, if you're selling something, it takes looking at that thing. You need to be exposed to that thing. I think it's like 3 times or something. So if you've only seen it 1 time, you're not inclined to buy it. But through this video, if it's on YouTube, you've seen it 3 times, it's because the first time I'm like, here's the thing. The second time you're like, oh, I actually see the thing. The third time you're like, oh, that thing is being sold. Oh, I get it now. Because very, very well you might understand. But the brain, 7 times? Alright, even worse. Even worse. We gotta do 4 more times. Pull it out. I did remember it was some like interesting number. Which is why I need to get really good at just being shameless. However, unfortunately, I was born, or maybe fortunately, I don't know. I was born with this thing called shame. Ooh. Maybe we need some. I don't know. Oh, that's so interesting. So, social media and online presence marketing science increased it to 7. 7. Yete. That brand? I don't want to give them rep without paying me, so I'm not gonna say it. But I think I've seen it. I've seen people mention it, but I actually haven't seen somebody sponsored by it, which is interesting. No, I think I've seen one person sponsored by it. But I think most of the time I'm like hearing of people. Interesting. There's quite a few that are like that. And some of them I'm like, definitely not for me. If I was to be sponsored, what I would like to be sponsored by would be, well, art brands, I think. Simple. I've already done some partnerships on my Instagram, but again, I'm gonna do that thing of being like, unless you pay me, I'm not gonna mention you. Hey, brands. Hey, you don't get it for free out of me. But yeah, art brands. That makes sense, right? But hey, if a makeup brand reaches out to me because of how much I powdered my face, I'm down, man. I am so freaking down. Actually, I'm not even... I keep pointing this out on stream, and I'm gonna make a specific segment right here. I'm not even that shiny. It's this light, okay? It's a very good light. However, I'm not even this shiny. It's the fact that I don't have like another light or a diffuser or something, all right? I'm not genuinely dying, sweating, losing my life. Okay, nobody call an ambulance. I'm fine. It's just the camera and the lighting is very extreme. Promise. If you see me out in public at an art market or something, it's okay. You can shake my hand. It won't be clammy. Actually got a really nice moisturizer recently. It smells great. So please shake my hand. My My hands feel great. So dumb. Maybe do it, but social distancing and use hand sanitizer. We are still not out, you know. Listen, don't get sick. There's such thing called the con flu. Apparently people who go to conventions get the flu. But it is true. YouTube videos, I do tend to do a lot of sponsorships and things like that. And I would also love to do sponsorships. Not in a way of sell out, but do you know how much money art makes you? Do you see how long this commission is taking? That means commissions are great. Love them. Always so grateful. However, it cannot be the only income. So... oof. And it's kind of rough. Now, Americans also can't really buy from me either. So I'm just like, oh, you poor souls, I miss you already. But I'm working hard to make it so most things can be bought. It's okay, Jupiter. I'm opening myself up to travel more across Canada and America. But like, not all across Canada, because Canada's cold and low-key don't want to. I don't wanna. But I've definitely looked into some big events. I think we're doing small ones first, but things like definitely Toronto. Toronto, I'm going at least once this year, and Mississauga, I'm going twice. I'm surprised that they actually have events. Then I have some smaller markets, or local markets closer to me. I applied even to like, I don't think I've applied to any American ones just yet because it's my first year, but I applied to Vancouver and they haven't rejected me yet, so that'll be the first time if I did get accepted, I would be able to fly somewhere. California actually has a bunch of events as well, so I haven't applied to them this year because they've already passed. Actually, that's the reason I haven't applied. I think most of them are May, July, and August or something. But I think California, I don't know about San Francisco, but LA at least has some of the biggest events for artists, which was surprising. I was like, well, actually, it wasn't surprising. It wasn't surprising, but it was surprising that they had so many, really. So definitely it's on the wish list, but for now the Canadian one's first because I can afford to go there. Every time I visit America, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is $3, sick, and then I'm like, conversion slapped in the face, and then it's like, oh, this Starbucks is actually really, really expensive. Like $10 coffee for me or something. It's already really expensive here, actually. But eventually, yeah. San Francisco, Seattle, I don't know what other ones. But those are the ones I can think of right now. Seattle, LA. I have been to San Francisco, by the way. Great place. Japantown specifically, and then we didn't leave it because I just wanted to be near Japanese stuff. It was really weird. When you think about it, goes to America, only buys Japanese food. I have heard that is like a really common thing with Korean travelers as well, because I think San Francisco, or is it LA, has really good Korean food, surprisingly. But then they go to America, and then instead of buying like a traditional American food, they're like, so we're gonna come and eat Korean food, huh? Sick. And I would also do the same. Where I am, we don't really have great specific food for anything, I think. I think we're just multicultural, but I don't think we have like a specific food that's like great. I think Ottawa has a bunch of like Canadian foods. And then in the UK, at least like London, I think they have a lot of good Indian foods. And then Canada, we're just like, we're here, man. Toronto has pretty good food. So if you do travel to Canada, Toronto, Vancouver, those two. Everything else, whatever. But I have traveled more in America than I have traveled in Canada so far, which is really interesting. But eventually, definitely would like to do more American events because considering the situation, I cannot ship to y'all. Which means the only way I can sell to y'all, and I know there's a lot of you, would be to go there. Kind of scary though. I have no idea how to do that. Like, you know, I don't know if they do this if you're under 18. But like every time you enter a country, if you travel, they give you like the customs thing where they ask you like, what are you bringing into the country? Low-key, kind of scary doing it for Japan. They're very strict. I was sweating. I was like, I'm writing it. I hope I'm doing this right. Oh my god. But if you're doing it as a business, it's like really complicated. I think you have to actually say how much money worth of product you're bringing in or something. And I was like, dude, how do you? That's a future problem. That's a future me problem. We're not there yet. But the second I get accepted to an event in America, you'll see me panic. I don't know. There's a whole thing with the visa, like business visa. I don't know. This is not a very entertaining conversation. Just so you know, complicated. Business stuff. Okay. I wasn't planning on opening this other commission, because I was gonna send it to Margot separately because I don't know if I have to correct things. However, I don't remember how I drew her the first time from my mind, so I have to open it so I make sure that they look the same. But it looks pretty similar to the last time y'all had seen it, I think. Ta-da! There it is. Okay, this is who we're drawing. And now I gotta translate it here. Part of it is like the eyes are very different because one angle and then two colorings. I was drawing another girl for a commission, and I didn't draw the actual like the likeness yet, but I completely was like, oh my god, I have same face syndrome. Oh my god. Until I like start painting, actually, like all of my characters look the same. Let me make sure. This part for sure I did the thing. I made sure. And I think I wanted her to be, honestly, in both of these, her eyes are like really wide. But now that doesn't look like she's looking at him, she's just looking somewhere. Now eyeballs are kind of round. Sorry for the flashing. My poor audience. Rest your eyeballs. You need to just do this for like 5 seconds. Oh, this is a big thing. Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, switch. Get your eye color real quick, girl. Thank you. think I made the right decision in working on Wolfman first, and then working on Wolfie Tom first, because she is much easier for me to do. Because, I mean, if you haven't noticed, I am a woman and I enjoy drawing women. I don't know, it's a very common thing, huh? I have met some artists though that specifically like drawing dudes, and I'm like, can we like do one of these? Like I put my hand on my head and like we like hold hands and then we like translate information somehow. It'd be great to be able to somehow make a balance. I'm gonna make it so she's not only surprised but a little worried, but like not too worried, because she's like, oh, I feel safe with this guy, but also a little spooked. Spooked. Not like she's terrified of him, but also in a situation where your romantic interest is angry on your behalf, you tend to pull a whoop face, you know? I've had it happen a few times. They're like, what's going on over there? Whoop. Alright, one important thing that I do mention it a few times when drawing is one thing important is the actual silhouette of the face. Oh, I didn't give her... I mean, I did have a reference, but also in my translation of the reference, I didn't give her really strong cheekbones. She has like a little bit, and she has a little bit of a brow bone. But the hair kind of takes care of one part here. This part, then a bit. I do tend to have a habit when drawing characters. This part right here. Maybe I should do that in a different. This part right here. I did it with Wolfie as well. This part is a little bit off, like the distance between the ear and the eye here. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, can't figure it out, just have to do it and then go, that don't feel right. Some people do this based on logic. Other people, like me, do it based on, don't feel right. Like that personality testing. Are you more of a thinker or a feeler kind of thing? It's time for her turn to flip. We're gonna do a little flippy flute. Dos, tres. Oh, also, I was saying it earlier that, like, chances are I'm gonna change the size of her head or her face because when I render, somehow it just always changes. It did, right? It did. Actually, her face doesn't look bad. It's just more like a likeness thing. Like, does she look like she did in the previous one? This makes her eye look kinda huge, however. I might have given her close set eyes. I think it's an illusion. You know what I hate? When I do all that and then realize I like the previous version. I need like a happy medium. Like in between the two. I tend to do this habit all the time. Change eye shape. I don't know what we'll call that, but like that's Azuki language for I don't know. I guess so. I don't know what it not Animal Crossing speak, but that's similar. Excuse me? Excuse me? What did I do? They're dancing. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Your perspective be wrong, girl. A little bit of alaroplasty. Don't know if that's what that's called, but that's what it is to me. This part of your nose. Alar. I'm noticing this is mostly a perspective thing on the other artwork where the nose looks shorter. The nose bridge looks shorter. But that's what's throwing the likeness. Make it look like she's looking up more too. Should be that the bottom of her eye is visual. So a little bit. A little bit. You know what we all should do right now? Blink. Oh my god. Everybody blink. I stared too much. Woo! I fully got sunscreen in my eye earlier, and then I went into a restaurant and was like fully like crying. These girls probably thought I was crazy. But I was just like, no, sunscreen in my eyeball and I don't want to explain. Ta-da! She's got a face. Alright, we can move on to like literally anything else. Her face took a good second. I'm crying, it's so emotional. No, I just got sunscreen in my eye. Y'all should wear SPF and reapply every 2 hours, however. Ow. Are your watermelon cutting skills good? I don't know. I think we're gonna establish. Alright, are you currently cutting them? Is that... Oh, so emotional. I did actually cry on stream when I was playing Life is Strange. Now I'm crying on stream because there's sunscreen in my eye. Oh, okay. It's fine, y'all. I'm fine. I've had a long life, a lot of tears, okay? I said her face is done, but it's just a thing. I don't know. I can't really click off stream right now, but thank you for imparting the watermelons. Watermelons. Okay, move on. Move on. Away from the face. Ah, well, I feel the watermelon in my soul. It's been received. It's been uploaded into the brain. I don't need to see the watermelon to know it's there. It's there. Like you don't have to see my love for watermelon to know it's there. The love is there. Maybe I should use... maybe I shouldn't use... I feel like this part of the body is the most confusing part. I don't know why, but... There's also this really weird misconception with drawing... I don't know how to say that. Women's chests. People think that, like, the lightest part should be here. It's actually here. It's very interesting. Most of her chest is covered, but just important to know while shading this part. Otherwise, it's just weird. This part is actually quite dark. Yes, it went to the iCloud of my brain. Speaking of iCloud, I didn't realize being a business owner would mean that I need to be really careful about how much storage I have on my phone, because it's been 1 year as a full-time artist, right? I have run out of storage. I take too many photos. So, rough time. I mean, I'm sure like 90% are just dog photos. So, but like you can't part with those. You're gonna keep those. They're important. Look at how much difference it made. Just one layer. One layer at a time. We're getting there. We're getting to the center. We're getting to know Shrek, you know? Layers. Is muscle here? I don't know if it's really visible. Ooh, hold on. I said her face is done, but I just realized this from afar and I will forget. Give you the Kim Possible lip. Look at the difference. Subtle, however, necessary. Would I own a cat? I actually had a cat for most of my life, I feel. Well, I can't say most of my life now because I'm old. But for most of my teenage life, my childhood life, I guess. It passed away when I was... It was a few years ago, actually. My cat lived up until 18 years, so she was the age of an adult person. But I can't own a cat now because people in my family are allergic to cats. Which is why I have dogs. I actually originally wanted cats. And then I became a dog person out of necessity. But also I think it makes sense. I think I was always kind of a dog person because cats require space. And I don't know what that means. However, I do have a rule in life that I don't trust people who hate cats. You can like not like them, but if you hate them, I don't trust you. Because cats are very much like those type of creatures where if you don't like them, it's because you probably didn't give them space. Yeah. Or it was just like a cat who's had a hard time, okay? Like, leave the cat alone. The cat didn't do anything to you. But I definitely, one of those people who are like, I want to cuddle with you, and then my cat would hate that. I had a very grumpy cat. She always looked mad. She bit me a lot. So that should tell you how that was. However, love that cat. She was very emotionally intelligent. Anytime I would cry as a teenager, which was plenty, she would show up in my room. You know, quietly, just jump up, lie next to me. Beautiful cat. I'm very sad I wasn't there for the end of her life. She got very sick. But lived a very long time. Very surprising. I don't know if most cats live that long. I do think cats can live a really long time, but I think it's a testament to how loved she is. She actually followed me to school one time, like part of the way to school. She was a great cat. Oh, actually, I mentioned this when I was playing Monster Hunter. My cat in the game is named after that cat, Kiko. She's really cute. Really mad. She looks mad in all of the photos, but she's still really cute. Luffy never got to meet Kiko, but Mei Mei did, and he did not. They did not like each other. Obviously, Mei Mei is like, oh, I want to be in your space, and Kiko's like, girl, I've been here. This is my space. And Mei got the message. He gave her her space. He did not get near her. Smart dog. She's smart. But yeah, love cats. I actually was really obsessed with them when I was younger. Did you know anime characters too? They're proportionally based off cats, not humans. Wow, full circle. Obsessed with cats. Ended up drawing anime girls, I think. Wow. Life all along was leading me to the cats. It looks like a hand from far, but why are hands weird, man? I do think her hand is too long, but that's why it looks. Actually, when I was in Japan, I saw a shrine cat. I don't remember if I mentioned this. Probably did. It's just this like random cat at a shrine, minding his own business. I was like, took a photo. My friend is obsessed with cats. Send a photo back. I was like, this is necessary. I found a shrine cat. Here you go. There's a little bit of a proportional, so let's merge it. Let's save. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then move her shoulder. I thought it was more like just it needed to be painted, but I think it's better that I painted it anyway so I can understand what's going on. Fun fact about me is I actually have quite like slightly more narrow shoulders than the average woman, I suppose. We measured my shoulders in one of my fashion classes and then realized, my shoulders are like, I don't remember how much, but like maybe like half an inch shorter or something. And then I was like, oh, that's why my purses and my straps and literally like anything I put on my shoulder can't stay on my shoulder. Just always slides right off. So, fun fact. I don't know if that appears in my artworks, but I think it kind of does, but then at the same time, I draw kind of exaggerated bodies. Heads massive, shoulders small. Disconnect here a little bit. I think partially because her arm has to sway back kind of uncomfortably for this to work. But like, what's discomfort in the name of a pretty pose? Sometimes we do weird, uncomfortable things to look good in photos, so... Not that this is a photo, but we're gonna pose her as if it was one because that's aesthetic. Girl. Organs. Every time I say girl when drawing, I remember that meme, that audio that's like, girl, we've been knowing how to draw. And then somebody says, beatboxing puppy, and then there's like some stupid nonsense. If that was me, it would be like, girl, we've been knowing how to draw. And then it's backgrounds. Literally any environment. I'll figure it out, but it's sometimes. Her shoulder has disconnected. I once dislocated my shoulder. That was a crazy time. Wouldn't recommend. Was painful. Don't do that. But you want to know the funny thing about how I did it? I was taking a nap. End of story. That's how I dislocated my shoulder. It was messed up, man. Now, forever, I will be so scared of falling asleep with my arm above my head. And like, to this day, can't. Oh my gosh, I'm so late, but hi, Red Power Ranger, how are you? The red one. Personally, I think I would want to be the yellow one or the pink one. Ooh, I wish you lots of luck getting your driver's permit. I failed many times. I also have some friends who are learning to drive right now, and I have a few friends who have given up. Actually, a lot more than you would think, and I think people give them flack for it, which is kind of silly. because driving is a very big responsibility. And if you don't feel safe doing it and you're uncomfortable, you know, maybe you should feel safe doing it, because otherwise you're going to endanger a lot of lives. So, you know. But my best advice, I actually gave it to a friend that I saw today, was because they were really scared to start driving. And my response was, just find peace within your own mortality. Be okay with dying and you won't be scared anymore. Which is so stupid, but it worked for me. Where it was like, if you stop freaking out about how everything's gonna kill you, you won't freak out and you'll be fine. How I passed. I'm still not the greatest. I have really bad spatial awareness. But, you know. My car is built for that. And typically when we go to events and things, I'm not the one driving very long distances, because the more I drive, the higher the risk. In fact, I'm fine driving places I know. What happens is when I drive places I don't know, and it's more not the driving, it's the stopping. I don't know, like if I don't know the parking situation, I start freaking out. In fact, I've heard this is a really funny thing with like introvert people, where it's like, they will not go out if the parking situation isn't solid. Like if you don't have a specific place for me to park, there's not a big parking lot, it's not easy to park, we're not hanging out, I'm not leaving the house, I'm not coming. Ridiculous. Thus, the next time I hang out with my friends, we picked a place and I said, I picked this place because there's parking. And everyone in the group chat went, thank you. And I went, yes, I know. I hate it so much. There are some places that we drive that have really bad parking and we know there's bad parking, so then I straight up and I just don't drive. I would rather take a bus. Will it take me 3 hours to get there? Yes, but I would rather do that. I've been getting better at it though. I've had a lot of scrapes. My poor car. But I did get in a car accident 2 years ago, and surprisingly wasn't my fault. I felt so bad. The guy, I was telling my friend about this exact story actually. The guy had the most Canadian response to hitting my car. He came out of the car and he was so frazzled. And in fact, this is how I learned about the Apology Act in Canada. This is so funny. So in Canada, if somebody says sorry, it actually doesn't mean they're guilty. Ooh, good luck, have fun. Thank you for stopping by. And this guy, he hits my car, we both apologize, and then I realized like legally maybe shouldn't have done that. Then I searched it up, and yeah, apparently in Canada, if we're just so likely to say sorry, it's not even like a legal thing. It's amazing. So the more you know. I think when Canadians say sorry, it's more like I empathize with you rather than like I'm guilty. That's why. Ooh, I will be streaming for 1 whole hour more. Today is not like a work as long as I can stream. It's we're working and it's a regular work day and I have to make social media stuff later. Ugh. The worst part of my job. I like drawing. Of course I like drawing. I like making new products. Love that. Love working with my clients. All my clients are such sweethearts. Social media. What? I hate it so much. I wouldn't hate it if it was straightforward, but it's not straightforward. Therefore, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Therefore, it's just... But this is technically social media too. So... But it's not like I have to figure something out for this. This is like, when I'm streaming, I'm streaming. Figuring out how to get people to the streams is another complicated. The hair is actually taking time. I think this hair is taking longer than the first time I did it because the first time I did the hair for the other illustration, I actually drew it out first. This one, I had to change the direction a little bit to polish it and also to make it does look a little stiff to me. So adding some hair movement would be good. Because it's not like I can like twist her around. She's being held by someone, so kind of has to stiffen up. Otherwise, he would drop her. Regardless of how strong he is, if she's wiggly enough, I feel like gripping her too hard would probably result in her death. Therefore, just don't wiggle so much, girl. This may be a case of like I'm gonna add extra strands after the fact. Big string. I feel like that doesn't, unless your hair is greasy, it's not sticking like that, or hair sprayed in place, and I don't think this girl is greasy. See, like this soft kind of like tousled look, pretty. A little bit of a drying test here. Hair, am I right? Takes forever. Let's move on to her dress a little bit because I'm getting tired. I'm like, oh, I'll figure out the hair, but right now, this is taking a second. Let me like just like figure out the pattern a little bit of her hair, and then like I'm gonna move on to her dress because this is more like, oh, meticulous cleaning up. La 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 la. Which is better when you are like watching a TV show. Might be so for real. Because you're not paying attention so hard. Because it's not like I'm thinking, really. I'm just doing something very automatic. The thinking part is planning out the design. And after that is just like doing the design. I made her hair. No, I think it's fine. We don't. Yeah. kind of messy was the note, and I do think this is kind of messy. As somebody with wavy hair, unless it's hair sprayed down, we have frizzy hair. The whole point is like it reaching for humidity, so. Past shoulders. I think a little bit shorter my hair actually. This mine is like a few inches past. So I'm thinking just slightly. I gave her the Marilyn Monroe just now. Just something along those lines. It's also possible to do like the lighter pieces, kind of. Whoa. To add that little tousled effect, but that's future me. Okay, that's what her hair kind of is gonna look like. I was thinking of pushing it. I'm just gonna do this experiment real quick. Nope. Like previous one better. Thus it was an experiment. I do like the hair pointing this way better, but I also am a little worried that it's a little disjointed from the rest of the illustration. That's why I'm like, could also just be like, I'm just gonna merge it. Add the background, then the lighting makes sense. Everything works together. Ta-da! Alright. This is gonna be fun. I fill this part in because now she's missing part of her body. Okay. To do shiny fabrics, there's gotta be higher contrast of dark and light. She's missing part of her body right here. So that it before I go ham. Hold on. Feel like this strap would be. Also, this character does have burn scars. We'll add, but they're kind of reliant on me fixing her body first, then I can. So if this is falling off her shoulder, it wouldn't be taut. Kind of. I also have a strap here. If I like, oh, excuse you. If I drop it like this, it's not taut because the reason it's taut is because it's in the correct spot and gravity is holding it. Do an airbrushy. That already like adds so much. You already can tell like, oh, this is a smooth fabric. pick this color, not the actual color itself, but the shade, the darkness of it, so I could have ample room to go really dark and light. And also gonna save. Oh my goodness. Now this part, I'm gonna actually go darker and more saturated, but darker. Right here. Because the strongest light is right here. I'm like explaining this, but there's not really a way to learn this unless you kind of study it, I feel like. Or you memorize it. Or you do it by feeling, which is how I do everything. So from afar, already looks shiny, right? But it's missing the actual shyness. But before we do that, I'm going to go in with the blend tool, or maybe the painter, really blender. Nope, we're going in with a blend tool because it's really hard to control. Okay. You really do clip it. I don't mind doing tutorials like this where I explain what I'm doing as I do it, but the reason I don't really do tutorials so much is like it's so much work actually to actually make like a video or write out everything you're doing versus like I just explain what I'm doing as I do it. So watching me stream if you want me to do tutorials is better. Just clip the part where I explain it. There's a fingertip. I don't know if this will help. No, I'd rather just but This part here is like stretched over. Alright, now for the best part. Shiny, shiny. The shine, I'm not doing it super saturated because if I do it super saturated, you can see it's like ridiculous. See? Yeah, we're not doing that. So I'm gonna lighten it, but I'm gonna desaturate it. That makes sense. If I go too saturated, Loki looks like latex. That's right if you're going for latex boots. Could have a latex dress, but this material definitely is latex. And we're gonna go super shiny, but I'm gonna go back, soften it up, otherwise your girl, that ain't the look we're going for today. Right? Does it not look like rubber or latex? I do think I like like got lazy here because I was like, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out afterwards. Clean it up. This part here would not be lit. It would be more reflective of this color here. If any, because it's going to be so dark in the scene that I don't think. Before I start, blending it, but maybe I wait. It's so strong, the color, that when I blend it, it just goes everywhere. Shiny. Soften it up. Also, if I do like these really hard lines, then it looks really, really latex. Definitely have to stop. And that ain't how fabric works. I think this might be too high of contrast. I do like this. Might be too extreme. Rubbery. This is not Polly Pocket. And we merge. We save. I fix. Because now we have the colors to fix. Oh no. His hand kind of blends into his body, adding not really a shadow, but like a exaggerated darkness. Very clear. I guess we gotta do her legs. I guess we gotta do the feet. Oh, the bane of my existence. Then we can do the background of it, a little bit of the lighting, and then it's like, time to take a break, which means time to stop drawing. But not yet. We're getting there. Let's do her feet. I do think that majority of the time when I do commissions, like, there's like 3 updates, or like 3 times the amount of time, really, of me spending on the sketch and everything, and then everything else, the painting and stuff. I swear it's like almost one sitting. Because once the plan is in place, it's just execution. Also, look how messy it is up close, but it looks so cool from afar. So like, kind of. Also, when you print it, nobody can see this. They can only see this. So that's how you know how much detail to add. All right, you and me, feet. Do you think this foot is thicker than the other foot? I do the same thing I did with her arm. Now that looks like she's been walking for days and that's painful, so. Little warm to her feet, because you know the bottom of your feet tend to be pinky. Also, I feel like blood is kind of drawn to your feet. Or your extremities. Like this might be a little bit black. Might be a bit. It's gonna look so good after the color adjustment. Because right now, I think some of the details are getting lost because it's a little bit too dark, too much going on. But we will get there. Get there when we get there. Oh, her toes are peeking through here. for her shoes, I'm thinking those are typically shiny. Unless they're like the kind of like fabric silky shoes. But like usually I feel like leather shoes, even if you're like an unassuming or like casual person, that's a pretty safe bet. Growing up, it was always leather for church shoes, I mean. Who's walking around at like 12 with like stilettos? That's not what I meant. That's crazy. But I'm thinking like kind of, my nose is hurting. I don't know what to call it. Kind of soft leather. Oh, it's not like patent leather. Again, like the latex situation. Ooh, shiny. I feel like, especially if she's in a kind of damsel in distress kind of position, latex kind of sends a different message. I don't know. Like you don't see the character the same way. I don't know. There's been studies on this. I don't know. Something about women's shoes. How they're presented, something, blah, 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 blah. In the back of my mind somewhere, I studied fashion. Oh, in there. Things about literal semantics. Kind of like the archetype of characters. I feel like the brain is very simple. It just like assigns things, even if you don't want to. It just kind of does that. So the notion of like even the shoe color, the shoe material. You're like, oh, that type of character wouldn't wear that, so then. Looking carefully. I was doing the thing that you do in Photoshop. I was like, wait a second, this is not the same. Where is this? I only did one stroke of the shoe on a different layer, and everything else I did on the same layer, which is kind of confusing, but alright. Why did that? Experiment a little bit. Okay, I leaned her up like this because her body made more sense. But I feel like compositionally it looks better when she's leaned this way. I tripping. Woo, woo, woo. Sorry. I said that. Braces. It makes more sense for them to look closer to each other. Oh, maybe is that it? Goodness gracious. Why do you insist on selecting both layers? Experimenting a little bit. Wondering if they're closer together. Thanks. Additionally, arm would have to change. Okay, but like, let's pretend without the arm for a second. This is one of those things that I bet if I gave it to like an art teacher or something, they would figure it out in like 2 seconds flat. They'd be like, nope, that's a problem. And I'd be like, huh? Did I do something? Back to how they were. There's something a little off. Beheaded. I think that looks even more stiff, actually. just makes him look like he's like just straight up standing straight. Trying to make him a little tiny bit more dynamic. It's possible if I zoom in. Loading. Let's experiment with this a little bit. I know this makes him look just like straight up, like he's standing straight. Exaggerating body just a bit. Also, it doesn't really matter because he's a werewolf. It doesn't follow the same rules. I think I kind of just went backwards. I do think I like this version better. I should get back down a bit. Now my thinking is a little bit more like the composition is almost like a circle. Which is not bad, but I need to correct it to make it. So if I do... This is a too skinny circle for everybody to see. Oh, the other circle's still there. Why? Okay. So that's my circle. Do we kind of see where I'm getting at here? Even though I've cut off part of the circle, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. So right now, her arm is like this. Her arm is like this. This arm is like following this circle. somehow if I make the gradient in the background, or like the background pull us back here, her feet are also pointing us this way. His arm pulls us this way, and then we're back at his face again. That's my thinking. That's my logic. Is it sound? No. I am simply a mad artist, and sometimes I just sound like a crazy person. Don't worry about it. Now, sometimes artists do this, and I'm gonna do it right now. Break the laws in order to make it work. Meaning I'm breaking the laws of like his anatomy might not be 100% perfect, but it guides our eye, which is do this. Makes him look a little bit more ferocious, and also makes more sense with wolf anatomy. I want to make it look like he's like super skinny and strange, but also wolfman. So doesn't exactly have to completely make sense. Also, I don't want it to be like her shoe is competing with his leg. That's why I'm fixing it. See, at the very end of like the stream, I'm working, and then suddenly, bam, what happened? Things explode. Because sometimes I'm like, that doesn't work. So if it doesn't work, there's no point in being like, oh, let me force it to work. No, you break things apart and make it work better. Sometimes things have to be broken apart in order to put them together better. Sometimes, like your life. And this is deep. Real quotes. Her shoe, because I extended more of the not canvas, but I shrunk them to fit. Her shoe now shows. Oh, I bring back her shoe. Oh my god. It looks. And didn't I just say I hate drawing feet, and then was like, oh, you know what I should do? Expand the canvas so I have to draw more feet. I may hate drawing it, but it is necessary to tell the story, therefore. Give her. I do want to give maybe a little bit more light to her shoe in order for it to work a little bit better, because it's going to blend in. Because if I turn this black and white, I can almost assure you, and I probably will show you in a second, that her shoes blend in with his fur completely. I will show you right now. If I go like this, and I take away this, and you see where her shoe ends and his fur is? No, right? Can hardly see it against the background here. That's very dark. To be fair, some of it is to do with the fact that it needs color adjustment. But here you're like, oh, it's a shoe. Before you're like, what? Oh, it's a shoe. Magic. It's gonna be, especially because the background is also going to be relatively dark, I feel like. I'm going to have to play around. Alright, you know what time it is? Y'all know what time it is? saturate this a bit. Alright. It's time for the background. Like, not really. I'm gonna go for like a moody grayish blue. That's my plan. And it has to be in this circular thing going on. Otherwise my plan will fall apart, okay? It's gonna be more moody than this. I just don't know how to brush to use, considering I use this brush and you see the loading. It's crazy. It's not the brush I was using earlier. It was. Well, brush we're gonna use for now and then come back. Ooh. Kind of purple actually. Definitely not. It's loading, so. The brushes are so big that it loads so slow. Oh, trippy. But kind of cool. I don't know if that's what I'm going for, but like, let's go for it. And then we're experimenting anyway, so it's... definitely not this one. Closer to this, but this is a little bit too blue, I feel like. That's like the positioning, at least. Texture, not so much. At least there's something. Use plain gradient because that would be kind of boring in the situation, but because the brushes are taking so long. I'm doing it like a foggy forest kind of vibe. Which means, of course, they can't stay the color that they are. I will do color adjustment, but for the sake of illustrative purposes. I always do this at the very end, but I was having a hard time like visualizing the background a little bit, so we're going for it, man. I think it's kind of better altogether, isn't it? I think the background is a bit too saturated for now, but for literal illustrative purposes for now. I'm intending to do it kind of like a night scene, right? But I don't want to lose all the detail. So it's kind of like the background moonlight, right? This is artistic rendition. Otherwise, if we were out here in the moonlight, it would just be black. So that would be an easy commission, just black. But that's not what we're doing. So it makes a big difference, this. Also, for the sake for him to be readable, I feel like I would up his color to be more reddish before I even do adjustment, because it's really hard to see how reddish he actually is. A true character. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna work on this more before doing an update, because I do tend to try and do like a little bit more before I do an update, but this isn't quite. Actually, I don't tend to do more than this for an update. I would like to get further along, but considering where we were at the beginning of this stream, and I will show you, to now, it's kind of extreme, the difference. So it's probably a good time to get an update. Check. So, make his eyes a little bit more impressive. He doesn't have glowing eyes, but like, it looks more impressive, and kind of wolves almost look like they have glowing eyes at nighttime. So, because like, look, you can't see this, and this is probably closer to what it would look like realistically, but that's just cool. And we'll make her eyes a little bit shinier, almost like she's like a little teary, very romantic, you know, kind of thing. But for now, that's that. Where are we? That's where we started. Sorry, can we just take a moment and understand? We started from here. We started from the bottom, now we here, kind of thing. Sorry. But we started from here, got here in 4 hours. KO. Not gonna lie, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. His face is so funny now. He's really giving this like Mindy. Like versus this one where it's like, I'm a wolf for real, bro. I do like that I changed his body a bit too. I don't like this little tangent. I might move her leg to make it work better or something. Or I'll just do some magic art tricks. Because I don't think the bottom of his body is as important as like what's happening up here. I'll do some tricks to make her pop out in front. Or like maybe do some like fog effects or something. I don't know. I'll do something to make it work. But I do like that I changed it up. Especially like this one little change right here on his neck. I think that made a big difference. Because right here it's straight, and then when I changed it here to be a lot more spiky. I mean, it's not perfect. It ain't perfect because I did it with Liquify. But it looks much better. A little iffy, a bit. But like maybe some proportional issues I fix here and there, but I tend to do that anyway. I tend to give everybody line art so they stick out a little bit. Well, this is a new occurrence. I've started doing it. It looks a lot better for them to stick it out more against the background. I did it in this one. I think that was one of the big changes that I did in the update. This. Hold on. I want to show the difference. It's quite impressive. Yeah. So from afar, it's a lot more easy to read what's happening. But both of these updates, Margot will get probably, I don't know if I'm gonna have all this background. I still plan on fixing the background, but I'm a little tired. It's better I give the client the update rather than take forever. Tomorrow I will be streaming again. I do stream 4 times a week, if you didn't know that. Now you know, I do stream 4 times a week. Wednesdays are games, but tomorrow I believe... Let me double check. I actually have a schedule. It's crazy. Tomorrow is the 25th. Actually, tomorrow we're working on some new... Hopefully, unless something happens. Unless I have to work on commissions. I think I'm now working on some new stickers. So I'm going to be designing some stickers. It's going to be a little bit of a different thing. I'm going to be working on desserts on stream, essentially. I'm actually intending to do it with these 2 donkeys in mind, so they'll be part of the design itself. And it'll be just covering her face with the dogs. It can only be fair if I do like this. So, yeah, I'll be doing that. And then maybe I'll be working on some display stuff for my Artist Alley setup because it's happening in September. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!